What's going on, guys? As always, give it a minute and then we'll get started. Um, Typically 30 seconds to a minute when we'll start. Thinking about changing the time of this podcast. Would love your guys' thoughts in the chat or comment section. Maybe have a little poll to see what time you guys want it. Figure 5 p.m. it gives us plenty to talk about for the day. Morning podcast, if there's an idea out there, morning podcast, you're liable to miss the opportunity. So at least on a day podcast, you can. If you do not know my Twitter at Joshua Pollard, if you don't have Twitter, I've got a new tanker suggested on YouTube. I was asked about. I looked them over and I actually like them. Ticker is NNA. It's about $6 a share. They pay a 30-cent dividend, and I like almost everything about them. It's called Navios, Navius Maritime Acquisition Corporation. They got a lot of tankers, and best of all, they've got really stable revenue too. And it's going to be through the roof. See my other video, tankers storage are getting like $4 a barrel right now to store oil. I think that'll continue. I've talked to some of you. I think tankers will probably peak right around second quarter earnings, but they could be overbought by then. So by all means, take profits. Don't be a greedy bastard and get screwed over. You didn't see it. The Texas Railroad Commission, they delayed the proration meeting, whichever way you want to say it. They've delayed it to May 5th. I think it all really comes down to they know they are going to get sued like it's nobody's business by operators. What they want to do would put Texas operators at a severe disadvantage, and I don't see them doing it. So I think it's all talk, and they aren't actually going to do anything because they've already admitted if they get it wrong, it could make it even worse, which is a real possibility. And they've also already admitted that they don't have the people to supervise it, nor do they know how to supervise it. So I don't expect them to do any deal. I think it is kind of almost I don't want to say dog and pony show, but the simple fact is we all know shale declines like just horribly. The declines are horrible. So this idea that they have to get involved to make oil production drop is insane. This price point right now is enough reason to kill capex as it already has. Nobody's wanting to drill right now, and high water cuts, that produce crap loads of water, and you don't have in-house water disposal. You're shut in, or you're losing your ass. You can take your pick, but you're shut in. So the market will fix Texas production very quickly because of the decline curves in horizontal wells. Plain and simple. As a country, the market will fix, again, decline curves are tanking. So production is going to drop. Production between December, preliminary, got it. Preliminary numbers between December and January in Texas production numbers dropped 500,000 barrels on its own. That was before the Saudi flood, before all this crap. So, I said 2 million barrels by the end of the year would come offline in the United States. I think it could be 2 million just in Texas, honestly. If you're driving around and you're in an oil area, a lot of them pump jacks ain't moving. Now, I will say operators who are not piped, I said it on Twitter and I put it in a video too. If you're not piped in production, meaning uh, oil from your well goes to the separator and then directly into the pipeline. If you don't have that set up and you're going to tank batteries, then you can continue to produce right now and just store oil until you're full. So there's always that, but it's still a tricky situation. And then if you are piped in production, uh, can you shut your wells in? Will it kill your well? Will it damage your well? You know, that was brought up on the hearing with the Railroad Commission by who was man that brought it up. MANN, not just a man, but man. Uh, that a lot of these wells will mess up if you shut them in. Austin chalk for sure. Sprayberry, everything I've read says a sprayberry does not like being shut in for long periods of time. Um, the San Andreas, I'm not sure about, but the San Andreas is a heavier crude, so I think there's still a decent market for it. But these are all real questions. And the simple fact is, we've still got 10 to 15 million barrels a day at least in oversupply, if not higher. That's conservative as hell. I think it's closer to 25 million barrels. I mean, you figure planes. I don't know if you've looked in the sky lately. I live north of Dallas, Fort Worth. Like, there's barely any planes. You know, it used to be like it'd be a long road. You could see planes just as far as you could see them coming in to DFW airport because we're right, in the line. I guess a flight line or whatever the hell they call them. But planes have stopped. Um, People aren't driving to the movies right now. Think how many people drive to school alone. Like how much gas is used for kids to go to school between buses and parents driving. That number alone has to be massive, massive number. Um, before I get off topic, I want to talk about because I got a question about it, and I think a lot of people are probably curious about it. Crude oil contracts, how they work. Stock options, it's 1,000 barrels per contract. So at the end of the contract, you own it. You own the 1,000 barrels, and that's what happened yesterday. Is people were just they didn't want to get stuck with 1,000 barrels per contract. So basically, it came down to, hey, you're going to have to pay to get rid of that contract, and that's what happened. I think it's the Vapec, Vtech or something. Oh, I can't remember, but like the largest storage company in the world is full. They've got storage in, I believe, Fiji, Singapore. I think they have some Middle East storage as well. They're full, and that's why I keep harping on the tankers. The real money got in it a week ago, but there's still money I think to be made in it. That stock I'm recommending, that Navius, whatever it is, NNA is the ticker. I can't even pronounce that damn thing. They pay a 30-cent dividend as well. What's going on, Jay? How long a hold with a D? I think all tankers are going to ride the wave until I think all tankers are going to be fine until second quarter earnings. And I think that's when they're going to kind of peak because they're going to be overbought. But Scorpio, NNA, both of them, I mean, did good. They've done good before the glut, and that's a big thing too. Debt's not an issue when you've when you've got every tanker full. I mean, you literally pick up the phone, say, "Hey," call the bank. "Hey guys, we're the only ones winning in oil right now. We need a loan." So they don't have issues with capital. Just they are the ideal situation. I actually liked Scorpio tankers a couple years back, uh, in 14, because it was the same scenario, but it wasn't near as severe as this. But tankers, when there's a sharp drop, a long sharp drop in oil prices, typically tankers pop on that deal. It's pretty good for them. Typically, it's quick. You got to be in and out. But on this is a 3 to 6 month play. Yeah, June you should be safe, but take profits. Don't keep the whole thing in there. It's going to keep running up. What? Let me check real quick. And Jay, I should have your video out tomorrow on Dr. Kooks and that whole deal. Yeah, Sting is up. It's up 2% today. Not a big jump, but it's still up. They should, I think, their max profitability will be second quarter. Also, U.S. Steel, that's another one. They just came out with earnings. I think their second quarter is going to be rough because of all the fallout from oil-related products. I'm still getting that together. And then also, I think there is a kink in the armor, so to speak, on Pioneer Natural Resources because, as I said earlier, their production is almost all piped. And I think that could be a major issue. Cushing is expected to fill up. I thought it already had. It hadn't filled up yet, but it's expected to fill up in the coming weeks. And Pioneer has a massive, massive amount of conventional oil that is piped. They don't have tank batteries. So if they shut the pipes in, you could see permanent long-term damage to a lot of their wells if they had to shut them in for a long period of time. I'm still looking that over, so I don't recommend making any moves on that one yet. But I think Pioneer could be a short target here soon. There's just that's a big if, but the Centurion pipeline, BP pipeline, Plains pipeline, the pipelines that run into Cushing, if they get shut down, Pioneer has a lot of their reservoirs, which could, I don't think it'd kill Pioneer, but it'd definitely leave them hurting. So it's something to look for, and I'm still looking at that. You're welcome, Jay. Let's see, what else happened today? You guys got any questions at all, or? All right, guys. Well, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions at all, feel free to email me, message me on Twitter. If you just want to shoot the breeze, have at it. I'll talk to anybody. So you guys have a good one. Take it easy. Thanks, Jay. Have a good one.